Hello and welcome. I'm Natalie. Let's talk about money. So today we're going to talk about money habits. 3 habits of the rich and 3 habits of the poor. These are general terms. These aren't rules and nothing like that. But that's what we're going to talk about today. Money habits. So have you ever wondered why some people seem to build wealth so easily and so effortlessly while others are constantly struggling and just can't get it together? So it basically all boils down to habits, as does most things in life. It really boils down to habits and the habits that you have. So we're going to dive into the financial habits that distinguish the rich from the poor and just make it as basic as possible. And this is actually backed by some research. There is some research and some real world examples. And so I'll include all of the details that you're going to want down in the description box below. So I will go over 3 habits that rich people, quote unquote rich people, have and keep and kind of live by. There are many more. I'm just going to pick out 3 because that was feasible in a video. So first, wealthy individuals understand the importance of investing in assets like stocks and real estate and businesses, actual assets. These investments generate passive income and appreciate over time, so contributing significantly to their wealth accumulation. And the longer you do this, the longer that money will accumulate, because if you have it in the stock market, for example, or even in real estate, the more time you have, the more compound interest will work for you. So according to New Trader U, wealthy individuals prioritize investing in income-generating assets for long-term growth. That's the result, is you want to aim for that long-term growth. Not today, not tomorrow. You're not going to be a millionaire today. You're not going to be a millionaire tomorrow. But in 20 years, in 30 years, maybe even in 10 years, depending on where you start. And then the second habit is the but the want to continuously learn and learn new skills. So this continuous learning is a hallmark of the wealthy. It really honestly is. And they invest in their personal and professional growth, constantly seeking to acquire new skills and knowledge. Those new skills and knowledge can help you build more wealth, because you'll learn new ways to build more wealth and to, cut out stuff you don't need and add stuff you do need. And again, going back to the reference of New Trader U, they highlight that wealthy individuals dedicate time to lifelong learning and skill development. It doesn't just happen in high school. It doesn't just happen in college. It's continuous. When is the last time you read a book? I haven't read a book in probably 2 years, and that's a problem. You should read books on a regular basis. So the third habit that I'm going to talk about for rich people is the financial discipline and budgeting. And you all know, Debt Free with Natalie, that's all I care about is budgeting and financial discipline. You must be disciplined. So maintaining a strict budget and saving consistently are practices that the wealthy adhere to. And they understand that financial discipline is key to accumulating and preserving their wealth. It's not an instantaneous, people on the ads on YouTube want you to, make $1 million next month and make $80 million a year and all this. That's not the way this goes. It's a continuous practice of budgeting and financial discipline. And the New Trader U emphasizes that millionaires view their budget as crucial for achieving financial goals and meticulously track income and expenses. That is the way that you know how much money you have and how much you can save, how much you can invest, how much you can donate, or whatever. The only way to do all of that is to budget. I mean, you can do it haphazardly and then just wish for the best. But if you budget and you're on that strict financial path, then you'll be able to do all of these steps much easier. If you want to be wealthy, if you want to be rich, quote unquote rich. So then, in all fairness, we then must look at habits that quote unquote poor people have or use. And so misusing credit and loans is a big problem for most of America, honestly. For most of America, most people don't know how to use credit and loans, which is why it's such a problem and which is why I'm so against using credit cards specifically, but using credit just in general. So many individuals in lower income brackets misuse credit cards and loans, and just, taking on debt for non-essential purchases on items that don't generate long-term value. If you're financing a new pair of shoes or a nice jacket or a nice purse. You can't do that. You can't do that. Money Tent discusses how poor individuals often misuse credit and loans, leading to a cycle of debt. You're just in that cycle of debt where you're spending, and then you have to pay back that spend, and then you're spending, and then you have to pay back that debt. And so you're always in a debt cycle, keeping you there and not allowing you freedom to invest your money the way you should. And then they also mention that short-term gratification is a significant barrier to building wealth. It refers to the tendency to seek immediate rewards rather than delaying satisfaction for a greater long-term benefit. We all want the Amazon instant results. That's not the way investing goes. That's not the way becoming wealthy works. You do have to hang out for the long term. It's not going to be an instant, today I'm poor and tomorrow I'm going to be rich. That's not the way it works. And so Bear Savings highlights how short-term gratification can hinder long-term financial goals. And we probably all can see this within ourselves. And we can see that when you see something on Amazon that you really want and you just buy it without thinking it through, and you just spent $300 on something that you don't really need or even want a month from now, it can cause you a lot of pain, because then you're losing that money. And then there's the lack of financial planning, which goes right along with the budgeting realistically. So, without a clear financial plan, it's challenging to achieve financial stability because you don't know where you're going. You have no future plan. You have no goal no goal. There's no goal there. So many individuals in lower income brackets lack structured financial planning, and this leads to missed opportunities and financial strain because they're only worried about today and tomorrow, not worried about 5, 10, 20 years from now. And the Winner's DNA discusses how a lack of financial planning can prevent individuals from achieving financial success. Without that plan, you have no idea where you're going. And so you're just going to continue on your low debt cycle over and over and over we go. So basically, in conclusion, building wealth isn't about luck. It really isn't. If you're lucky and you can luckily make a bunch of money and be rich, that's fabulous for you. But it's really about adopting the right habits. We have to get the habits. It's like losing weight. You're not going to lose weight if you continue eating the way you have been, because eating the way you have been has made you to a point at which you want to now lose weight, or you want to lower your cholesterol, or you want to lower your blood pressure, or whatever. You have to change the habits that have made your situation the way it is. Change those habits and move yourself to a situation that you want to be in. So by investing in assets, committing to continuous learning, and practicing financial discipline, anyone can start shifting towards a wealth-building mindset. Anyone can. It doesn't matter if you make $1 million a year or if you make $1,000. Well, $1,000 a year may be a problem, but that's not the goal here. The goal is that discipline and that goal, that long-term plan that you've got. So, I'll ask you, which of these habits do you already practice? Which ones will you start today? Can you at least budget for me? If you'll do nothing else, just budget. Just make it so that you have a plan in your mind so that you know where you're going to be in 5 or 20 years. And then go ahead and share your thoughts down below. Do you already do some of these habits that either the rich or poor, quote unquote, because it's not really a thing, but rich or poor people do? Name what you do down below. Of course, you all know me and my budgeting and my financial discipline. Literally fixing my budget every week, literally, and certainly every time I get paid. It's important. It's important because I need to know where I'm going and what the plan is to get there. And, you should also just remember that your financial future is shaped by the habits that you build today. In 30 years, if you keep doing the same stuff for 30 years, in 30 years, nothing will change. If you're in debt now and you don't change anything, you'll be in debt in 30 years and probably won't have anything saved for your retirement. Okay? So remember, I always say, invest in yourself today so you can make a difference for others tomorrow. Also, give the video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe. When you subscribe, you should hit the bell so you know when the next video comes out. I thank you so much for stopping by today. Y'all have a great one.